Hey guys, so for today's video, I'm going to show you how to do 3 very beginner-friendly eyeshadow looks using only 4 eyeshadows. I wanted to create this video for the people who are new to eyeshadow and don't really know how to create an eyeshadow look. So in this video, I'm going to show you 3 different eyeshadow looks that you can create with any 4 eyeshadows you have. So you kind of have like 3 looks in your arsenal. So I created a more simple everyday look. I did a smoky matte look, and then this look I have on right now that has a soft gradient from light to dark. For my eyeshadows today, I'm using this quad by GXVE Beauty. So this quad is called Just a Girl, and I picked this one because I want to have a light highlight shade, a matte mid-tone crease shade, a deeper matte shade, and then some kind of shimmery lid shade. This one is more of a rose gold. I have been playing around with this quad for a few weeks now, and I do believe it is a very beginner-friendly formula. The shadows are pigmented, but not too pigmented, and they are very easy to blend. The mattes blend out beautifully, so if you are new to eyeshadow, she does have a couple shades of these quads. But I did also want to show the 4 shades you can pick out of an eyeshadow palette if maybe you have something like this. This is the Natasha Denona My Dream palette, which is personally my current favorite palette. So if I were to pick my 4 shades to do these 3 looks, I would pick Spontaneous for my highlight shade, Nurture for my crease shade, either Serenity or Babies for my lid shade, and Aspiration for my deepest shade. ColourPop does also carry some eyeshadow quads that are inexpensive, and I love these color stories. So we have Citrus Fizz, this is Sorbet, and if you want to go a little colorful, this one is called An Emerald Away. But I just wanted to show you some different color stories that you can do with these 3 looks. And for my eyeshadow brushes for these 3 looks, I did use my brush set that I made with Sigma. This picture on here is from 2018. Yes, I do not look like this anymore. But my brush set does have my 5 go-to eyeshadow brushes in it, and I used only these brushes to create the 3 eyeshadow looks today. I will link this down below for you, of course, and if you want to check out any other Sigma Beauty brushes, my code ANGELABRIGHT will save you 10%. I did want to mention with all 3 of these eye looks, I did not do any type of eyeliner. I really wanted this video just to be focused on the eyeshadow, so with any of these looks, you really could do any kind of eyeliner that you like to do. So with that being said, let's get started with the first look. So for this first look, I wanted to be just like a simple everyday look. So as always, I'm going to start with the Rare Beauty eyeshadow primer. I have tried many eyeshadow primers before, and this one is my go-to. And then I'm going to blend that out with a fluffy concealer brush. This is a Sigma F64, or you could use your finger or your sponge, whatever works for you. And you want to make sure you get that primer all the way in the inner corner out here, all the way to the outer corner. And what I like about this primer is that it has a little bit of a tint to it, so it will cover up any like redness or discoloration on your eyelids. Now I'm going to take a loose translucent powder. I love this one by RCMA. And I'm just going to set the primer with this powder. This is a Sigma F65 brush. Any big fluffy brush will work for this. All right, now our eyes are primed and ready for eyeshadow. And again, all the brushes I'm using are from my Sigma brush set. So for a simple everyday look, I like to have a mid-tone shade in my crease. So I'm going to take this lighter matte shade on my fluffy crease brush. This is a Sigma E35. And we're going to run that throughout the entire crease. So all the way from the inner crease to the outer crease. And I'm going to pick up a little bit more shadow. You're going to notice a trend here with all of these looks I'm doing. I'm always going to start with this shade in my crease. If you want something even simpler, you could even just do this shade in your crease and call it good. But this is just going to add a little bit of definition to your eyes. Now I'm going to take this shimmer on my finger. I picked it up like that. And that's going to go on my entire eyelid. And now I'm going to go back to that brush I was just using with no additional product on it. And I'm just going to blend it back and forth in the crease to soften out that shimmer. Now I'm going to take the E30 pencil brush with that crease shade, and this shade's going to go across my entire lower lash line. You'll notice I didn't add any primer on my lower lash line, and that's because when I do my concealer, I do bring it all the way up to my lower lash line, so my concealer is kind of acting as a primer. Now on that same brush, I'm going to pick up the highlight shade, and that's going to go on the inner corner. You could also add this shade to your lid if you want to brighten it a little bit, but I'm not going to do that today. Okay, that is it for the eyeshadow for this simple everyday look. I'm going to go pop on some mascara. Alright, mascara is on, and for my mascara I use the Rare Beauty one. I will be using this one for all the looks today. And here's a final look at this simple everyday eye look. Alright, now we're going to do my personal favorite eyeshadow look. So this look will have a little bit of a gradient, so it's going to go from light to dark. And I truly feel like this type of eye look looks the best on everyone, but this look is my personal favorite. I wear all the time with all colors of eyeshadows. So again, we're going to start with this shade on the E35 and blend that throughout the entire crease. Now I'm going to take the E25 with this same shade, and again I'm going to pick it up on the flat side of the brush, and I'm going to pack this shade on the outer third of my lid. And I am going to connect it into the crease right here. So I'm kind of doing a mixture of stamping and blending motions. And for this look, I do like to slightly wing out the shape, so all I'm doing is just kind of dragging the eyeshadow out and doing like a little flick at the end here. Now I'm going to go ahead and take this shimmer on my finger, and this shimmer is going to go on the inner half of my lid. Now I'm going to pick up the E25 again. I did not dip into any eyeshadow. This brush is just dirty now. And I'm just going to softly blend around the edges of that shimmer. Now I'm going to take a little bit of the deepest shade on my E25. And this time I'm going to use the tip of this brush. I've been using the flat side a lot, but this time the tip. And always tapping off the excess. And I'm going to start to stamp that along the outer part of my lid. And you want to keep this shade pretty low on your lid. You don't really want to blend it into your crease. You want to keep it just on the lid. So I kind of recommend to like look straight ahead and just pack it on where you can see any eyelid. If you do have very hooded eyes, you will have to go into the crease so you can see this shade. I'm picking up a little more shadow. And again, I am doing like a tiny little flick on the outer corner. Now I'm going to go back to that shimmer shade and just touch it up right here in the center because some of it did get blended away, which is totally fine. I'm also going to pick up the highlight shade on my finger, and that's going to go on the very inner part of my lid. So you can see how we have a very soft gradient from light to dark. Now for the lower lash line, you can make this as dark or as light as you want. I'm going to do something kind of in the middle. So I'm going to pick up this shade on my E21, and this shade's going to go across my entire lower lash line. Then I'm going to pick up a little bit of the deepest shade, and that's going to go on the outer part of my lower lash line. So I'm not going to bring it all the way towards my inner corner like I did with that previous shade. And then picking up the highlight shade on the E30 and placing that in the inner corner, of course. Now I'm going to go pop on some mascara. Alright, and here is this look all finished with mascara on. So for this third look, I want to do something a little smokier. And of course, I already primed my eye the exact same way. And I'm going to start with that mid-tone shade on my fluffy E35 brush. And I'm blending that throughout my entire crease. Now I'm going to take the deepest matte shade on the flat side of my E25. So it's going to look like this on the brush. And I should mention that I do always tap off the excess product after I pick it up. And I'm going to start to pat this on my entire eyelid. once I get all that initial product off the brush, I will start to kind of blend in the crease right here. And if I missed any spots, I will just go in with more of that deeper shade. Alright, so now my lid looks like this, and it doesn't look bad, but I do want to blend it out a little bit more. So I'm going to go back to my E35 with my mid-tone shade, and we're going to blend in the crease again. And this is just going to merge the two shades together, soften up the crease, and make everything look softer. I did dip back into that mid-tone shade again, and I'm continuing to blend in the crease. Okay, I am happy with how that blend looks. Now for the lower lash line, I'm going to take the deeper shade on my Sigma E21, and I'm going to stamp that along my entire lower lash line. And I like to place this kind of in between the base of my lashes. So I'm not trying to bring this shade too far down. I do want to quickly mention another product I love for my eyeshadow brushes. This is called the Sigma Switch. So it's actually like a rubber textured matte, and it makes it really easy to get any pigment off of your brushes if you need to dip into a different eyeshadow. So for example, I want to clean off this E30. So I'm just going to swirl it on the texture, and it gets all of that excess eyeshadow off the brush. It's not cleaning the brush, but it is getting the pigment off, so you can use a different shade now. So now on this brush, I'm going to pick up my crease shade, and I'm going to use that to soften up the deep brown. So I am blending right on top of that dark brown shadow. And I'm just going back and forth. Now I'm going to take my highlight shade on that brush, and again place that in the inner corner. And now it's time for mascara. Alright, again I popped on the Rare Beauty mascara, and here is the final look at this matte smoky eye. So I hope that you guys enjoyed seeing these 3 totally different eyeshadow looks using only these 4 shades from this eyeshadow quad. Again, you don't have to have this exact quad. Like I said in the beginning, you can really use any 4 eyeshadows you have. This was just an easy quad for me to demonstrate all these looks with. I am going to link everything I used today down below in the description box if you want to check anything out. I will also link all the other products on my face because I did not talk about them. I will also link my brush set that I used today, and if you want to check out any additional Sigma brushes, my code ANGELABRIGHT will save you 10%. That code does not work on my brush set because it already is discounted because it is a bundle. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.